Okay. I'm gonna let him introduce himself in case y'all don't know, but y'all should know who he is.
My name is Corn. I've been doing this panel, like she said, for 6 years, and each time I was on there, so now I ain't. Don't ask me no questions, but I speak my mind on a few things, but other than that, this is literally a whole new panel besides Morel. He came back. Appreciate you, my brother. But other than that, like I said, let's not. Last year, if y'all didn't make it,
it was ratchet.
Yeah,
real ratchet.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do that today.
So basically, how we're gonna do it, really, and then how we did it last year. We had a female and male panel, and that just didn't work. The females, they got real. Yeah. I'm just no, for real. Like the females, they was just more of they was a little too excited once they started drinking.
There's a lot of alcohol going on.
Yeah. So this year we're just gonna do it on the y'all ask y'all questions, but just let's not try to make it personal, but let's just try to learn from from a male's point of view on the certain subjects.
Amen. Amen.
We having church in here? Amen. All right. Before we get started, so I don't do this by myself. Of course, Corn has been with me for 6 years, rocking with me on this event. My husband is over there with the camera. And then everybody that's a part of the garden team, can y'all wave your hands? Because I know y'all doing stuff. So if y'all part of the garden, go ahead, Shannon. Because she just made it finally. Kobe, did you raise your hand?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did. You didn't miss it.
Why you supposed to be over here? Okay, so I'm real down to earth. Y'all gotta just deal with me. This is what we do. Okay, so we're gonna get started. So first, I'm gonna have everybody on the panel introduce themselves. Y'all know how we do this. You introduce yourself with your name, your age, your relationship status, and describe yourself with either a song title or a movie title. Go ahead.
My name is Jay. I'm married. My song title is Kill Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Nate. YourUncleNate.com. Check it out. I'm married, and my song title would be 37 and married. Song title is Time for the Percolator.
It's already on. It's already on.
I am Morel. I'm 34. I'm single. No kids. And my song title, the movie title would be In Too Deep.
You're gonna explain that later. Moving on.
I'm Thomas J. Comedian Thomas J. Hosting at Planet of the Tapes April 10th. If anybody wants to see a quick comedy show. My relationship status is all over the place. No, I'm dating. I'm in a relationship. I'm dating.
I need you to explain yourself in a room full of women. Are you single, dating, or married?
That's not the same. I'm in a relationship.
This ain't Facebook. It's complicated. It's not an option.
But okay. If she is,
No, I'm in a relationship. I'm joking.
okay. So
It's funny.
I'm in a comedian. It's just jokes.
That's a joke. Okay. That's a cover. Go ahead.
I'm in a relationship, and my movie title would probably be Love Jones.
Hey, my name's Will Green. I'm 43. I'm talking to people from time to time. Keep it real. And my song is Hustle and Motivate.
Who?
Nipsey Hussle.
Oh.
All right, I'm Andrew. I'm 31. Dating around. And song. I'm not in a relationship, and I'm dating around until I get in one.
I know.
That's exactly what it means. And the movie's probably Lucky Number 7. think that's it. No kids either, since we're putting that out there.
Just gotta cut it here. I guess. No, that one's just. Go over and say something quick. The one at the end.
This was hot.
There you go.
Just.
Okay. Opinion.
We gonna mess up this panel. I changed my name. My name is Young OG. I'm 42. I am married, and my boy will be gone in 60 seconds because I can't stay still.
I think you didn't talk. We didn't hear. We didn't understand.
Yes.
We heard your age and something else.
And he didn't change his name.
42. I know I don't look it.
You don't. Go ahead.
What else did you miss?
Everything else after that.
A movie.
You are
A
or
movie?
not married.
I'm married.
Okay. And
What else after that did you miss?
What else? You said.
I said a whole lot. I just want to see what you missed.
I said it out.
I'm just trying to see what you missed.
Okay. Next.
Okay.
My name is Rule. Everybody know me as Scooter. I'm 36. I ain't had a girl since I was 16. You know what I mean? I'm more about life partnership. I don't play no games better than that. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, my movie would be probably something more like Goodfellas.
All right, fellas. Okay, so this is the way it's gonna work. If you've never been to a panel before, you all ask them questions and they have to answer the questions. But this year, they're gonna ask you questions as well.
Oh! Hey! Ain't God good?
So just like in Uno, they can reverse. They can reverse the question back on you. All right. So, first question. Anybody? Yes, ma'am.
Secondly, do y'all love the fupa?
Ooh, can I answer that?
Yes.
Bro, too.
I love the fupa. There's magic under the fupa. They got it. I promise you, the fupa gives you the indication that there is some great things to be had. I tell you, I praise God for the fupa. Fupa be praised. All right.
Anybody else? That's fine. I don't need no mic.
You are not.
I'm pretty sure you can get working.
I don't need it. Anybody else want to answer the fupa question?
I'm with Nate.
I love it.
I feel like yes, it's thank you, man. I feel like there's lovely things under there. Everybody wants to dig for treasure. Nothing wrong with it. Move it out the way and enjoy yourself.
Alright.
It's got explicit.
So that end of the room does not do fupa.
Oh, yeah, we do.
I thought we was going down the line. Bro got excited, so we was just waiting our turn.
There's no order of service here. We just feel
I ain't gonna lie. If the first question about your fupa, we ain't even talking about the right thing.
No.
Any man gonna respect it. You know what I'm saying? You're a real man. You gonna respect what I'm saying.
Amen.
But other than that, if the first thing you say is about my fupa, I mean, I ain't even.
Why ask if you loved it?
If I love it,
I mean,
if I love you, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Everything that comes with you. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. I love how I met you. I love you how I met you. So if I met you with the fupa, then I'm gonna get busy with the fupa. I ain't gotta change the fupa. Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Do y'all love y'all fupa?
Yes.
Yes. I'm gonna say this. Because it starts with you.
Right.
It ain't enough to love you if you don't love yourself.
Yeah.
And everything about you.
Myself very much, but that don't mean that I want my damn food.
Well, then if you don't love it,
See, that
you gotta do something about it.
Well,
That becomes a problem for us,
That just
though.
means that you gotta work together with your partner and get a fupa light.
Exactly. I mean, that becomes an issue for us because then
A baby fupa.
the word you got for yourself, you're gonna project on us.
Don't write that down on your jokes.
And the issues you have with yourself, you're gonna project onto us. So if it's a thing where you don't love yourself, or you don't love a part of yourself, you're gonna point that out to your man, and everything is subliminal, regardless of how you look at it. Because there's stuff in here that you look at that you've seen. That's how commercials work. So if you sitting there and you like, baby, I don't like this, and I'm like, cool. I go to the gym. You wanna go to the gym? You don't wanna go to the gym? Well, shit, I love it with you. Let's do it. I don't care. Because that's how I found you. That's what we was doing when I met you. And if that's not what we was doing when I met you, that's what we got to now. You can either change it, because I can't change it for you, or we can keep it moving. Because I'm here with you. Either I'll be here with you or I'm not. Yeah.
Well, not to mention, once you change yourself, you change who you are. So you go and lose that fupa, now you're a different person without the fupa. So I have to relearn your thought process. I have to when I first met you, we was doing dates and all you can eat wings and Indies. You know what I'm saying? Now you done got snatched, and I gotta eat kale because you eat kale. There's some more shit. I didn't sign up for kale.
Where the wings?
Got to see it through.
Shameless plug real quick. Body by Book is here. So if you are looking to lose the fupa, here's the super. I'm just saying, you can't get you together.
So fellas, we got somebody who has a question.
Let's go.
What's your question?
Okay, my question is, first, are you guys aware of Kevin Samuels?
Oh my God.
Yes, ma'am.
First, I want to know if you are aware of him.
Yes.
Yes. Are you aware of him?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so his whole rhetoric is about grading women. It's a point system on women will call in and they will ask, I don't know why they do, but they do. They will call in wanting him to rate them. And he will ask their dress size, how tall they are, their complexion, how they wear their hair, how much. And I know they are stupid as hell for calling me. And
Thank you.
Number one, no, I just want to put that out there. But I do want to see how you guys feel about that. The ones that know about Kevin Samuels.
Wait, what do we feel about Kevin Samuels?
No, about what he's doing as far as him rating women, his whole ideology.
I'll go first on that. I think that, from the platform that he got, y'all entertain it. If y'all don't entertain it, he will be destroyed. So just like as you say, y'all keep phoning in and want this man to rate y'all. Baby bloopers, big bloopers, or whatever, do it in honor of the par.
I totally agree with you, but I don't fall in the realm of y'all.
No. I'm not saying y'all. But in regards to, I'm speaking in the terms of the people that call in.
Yeah, that's my disclaimer that I put out there before I even continue. Yeah, and I do not follow him. I don't personally watch his videos. But his videos will come up on the commentary of the followers that I do watch.
But see, when he first started that, it was more of a conversation, in regards to, the ones that I have seen, it been months ago. It was more of a conversation, man to woman. But, he degraded his platform by doing what he's doing now. But that's what I'm saying, like, from a women's perspective, curiosity is key. So they keep calling in. Y'all building this platform instead of destroying this platform.
Hey, I got something to say. He started off grading men. It was men at first. Yes, we were. I love it. I love it. The fact that he's being real. Exactly. A lot of people saying that you have to be able to provide for your woman. You got to be able to be a protector to even be in a lineup to be chosen by a woman. the truth hurts sometimes, but it's real.
But
You know
that's
what I'm
not what he's spewing out to them, though.
saying? He is. He's still saying it to men.
To men, but I'm talking about to the women.
Well, it's two different sexes. So
We gonna
men and women.
we ain't gonna get too deep in it.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna. I know. We got some. Yeah, but we'll be here all night if we, I know. Yeah. So, anybody else in the audience want to ask a question? Anything?
Reverse the question.
Go ahead.
I got $3 for you.
I'm actually scared to file my taxes.
You don't have to holler at me on the first one.
Cool. Okay. So we're gonna switch it back. So fellas,
right now,
is this something y'all want to ask them?
There you go.
Go ahead, Laura.
I don't want to ask anybody specific, but I would like to know what drove y'all to come here tonight.
My best friend. That was literal, right? Like my best friend.
All right, what else? Somebody else to go.
Is that it?
I've done it for quite some years, and I enjoy it because you do get different men on the panel to give different advice or just to get your concept of life, relationship, sex, and so forth. So I do enjoy it, so that's why I come.
That's good.
Without going into story mode, I came with what I now consider one of my best friends. But we're actually looking to start our own platform to talk about family dynamics between baby mamas.
Between who?
Yeah.
What's gonna be the topic of y'all?
Not a topic. I don't want to box us, but we will be talking about things from a family dynamic perspective.
Our whole thing, and
okay.
Everybody else got the same picture.
Make sure y'all have me on the show.
Ain't that what it's really about? Us getting together and trying to gel so we can build up these families that we got.
We doing this.
I think that's really what it's about.
We need to really have a conversation and kind of solve the problems. So listening to you all who are doing something positive and have real life and not just social media with a microphone. Solution.
Because we're better than that.
So I said I wasn't gonna ask no questions. So I got.
Come on, Corn.
So this is my question. If some of y'all are friends with me on Facebook, I asked a lot of different things, but this is my question. I need y'all opinion. So it's about sex. So I really want to hear y'all opinion on this. So when it comes, so let's say you and your mates together, and it's just certain things your mate, well, male or female, that they don't like doing in the bed. So how do y'all compromise working it out? Let's say it's something that you just really not into. So how do y'all work it and this is what your husband like, your boyfriend, whoever you're dealing with, this is what they like sexually. So how do y'all
We have hands.
Here we go.
We have hands. We gonna start with the pink right here. She threw her hand on first. She was quick.
I'm more of I'm gonna tell you that that's not something I'm gonna do, but I'll try to gimmick with you. It might be different, the vibe might be different. You might be knowing what you're doing a little bit better and convince me to like it. But I'll try it. If it ain't happening though, it just don't ask no more.
I think that's the first thing to have though, wait before you even get to the husband, boyfriend type of stuff, because we grown, we gonna have sex with grown, but it comes with trust. So if you're not setting the tone for me to be comfortable doing whatever you presenting, it's not gonna happen. Red light, green light, yellow light. So some stuff might be, maybe, if we get somewhere, then we could do that. But
some stuff is yellow. Got you. I got you.
It was yellow. Ain't no yellow.
She said red light, green light, yellow light.
A lot of that, we all supposed to be open and have sex. Like my husband gonna get some stuff I can get my boyfriend to. So
Well, we know you're good at it. I'm glad you never did it before. Now we know she's good at it. because you ain't never did it before.
Because I was hurt. Yeah. My boyfriend's not gonna give them.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask.
So you said no practice at all.
So we gonna hold on.
I can't hear him.
So we pulled some questions from previous years. So we just gonna run some stuff back. All right. Huh?
Tomfoolery questions.
Yeah.
I think you're marinated.
So
It'll come back.
what are, and if some of y'all don't answer questions, I'm gonna start calling y'all like we in school. We in high school. Just understand.
You got called on us. Read the
I
question.
will call y'all out. Why is the mic so close to you? Are you?
He's holding.
He's in there.
That's why you haven't heard from that side of the table. It won't let go. You're right. It's not going to fall off the table.
It's in the name.
I always want to be around.
It's in the name.
Right.
The hottest verse.
Okay. So what is a non-sexual turn on?
Ooh, Jesus Christ.
What turns you on?
Brains. The capacity and interest to learn.
Give it up for my homie, White Chocolate. His name is White Chocolate.
I want to get the joke out now that I'm the diversity hire for tonight. So
Hey, I am Monday through Friday at Sacred Heart, so that's okay. Switch it up. Non-sexual turn-ons. Anybody else? You gotta yell. Why are you raising your hand?
I want to give everybody a chance to talk. Go ahead. But for me, stimulating me through conversation, that's a major turn on for me.
They like that.
Anybody else?
I'm a visual learner. I ain't gonna lie. Visual learner. And it has nothing to do with, again, like the football situation, whatever that may be. If I'm attracted to you, I'm attracted to you. And if, like with me, with my wife, when she goes out, I don't have to go nowhere. I sit on the game, be like this, watch her come downstairs like, oh, shit. I can't wait till you get home. Can't wait till you get home. She ain't got to say nothing to me and none of that. Because it's not necessary. Like some of you ladies, like y'all, I mean, y'all get dressed for each other sometimes, but then, you know, we there, so we gonna see it anyway. Because really, y'all get dressed for each other. Y'all excited because y'all don't want no other body to say, look what that bitch got on. So, like I said, but everybody's different. Like I said, my thing is honestly, like, one of the things with my wife was her hustle. Like, I met her, she had 2 jobs. I was like, shit. Do you have time for a nigga? No. We got 2 jobs. We got kids and shit. But we make it work. You know what I'm saying? There's different things. Your person is going to be attracted to something in you, and it's definitely not gonna always be sexual. Because the thing is, once we move in with you, we didn't see all the sexy part leave at some point. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, like one day we was like, damn.
Preach, brother.
So fellas, we're gonna go.
Well, I have a question off of what a response was.
Yes,
so Morel said for conversation, like, what do you state of a good conversation? Like, what do you consist of that?
I don't think there's a good conversation don't have to be boxed into one type of category. But I'll be honest, since being single, I've been a dog in the past. I've had plenty of sex. Like, sex is really the last thing I care about right now. I'm more worried about, like, I want to know who you are as a person. What are your goals? What are your future aspirations? Things like that. That is the type of stuff that will stimulate me.
Hey, can I ask you a question too? Sure. I like a woman that can move in any room. Like, you can move at the barbecue. You can move in, like, you know, if we're going to a place where you got to go, you know, with one of my coworkers and we eating at Rukinc or something, you can talk to them and stuff, or you can talk to my homie right here about the game. I like a well-rounded person, so that's sexy for me. Yeah.
You go to
Go ahead.
The name drop. Yeah.
Go ahead. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
It kind of goes with that though, but why is it that y'all look for a certain type of woman in as far as respect goes? But then when we go out on a date with y'all, the first thing y'all want to do after we get done eating is have sex with us.
Can I say something real quick? Can we not generalize everybody? Because we're individuals.
Well, I'm gonna say to men that I've met, you know, I don't know them, they don't know me, you know, they might ask me out, I go out,
And I'm
gonna say,
hold on. I don't say this. I'm sorry for your experience.
Yeah.
But what I have to say is that it may be what you're allowing in your life as well.
Yeah, like you.
Because we can't speak for every man just like you can't speak for every woman. So what you allow also speaks volumes to what happens in your life. And I know this from the wolves in sheep clothing, but we can't generalize. I can't speak for what you've been through. Not, whatever trauma or pain, whatever you've been caused, I apologize for that. But because you're worth more than that. But I can't speak for somebody else.
I just want to piggyback on that. I just want to say that the men that you are meeting is homeless sexuals. They just want to benefit off you and fuck the leather off of you. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But to your question, no, it's more of a conversation. Like, it goes back to my partner Will said. It's just like you building that bond to be able to trust them. You know what I'm saying? If you can maneuver and like all of that. Most of the men on the panel put women through a test. Like, we may go do some ratchet shit, but then hey, I'm gonna go to this ball and see how you approach, from that standpoint. Are you in there? How about all these scrimps is good and all of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta go through some hills and hurdles. You know what I'm saying? And then like you will see within yourself. You know what I'm saying? If the man, chooses you because he'll get closer to you.
So hold on. Somebody else got a question. Let her go in real quick. Go ahead.
In response to what Jay had to say, you said that when you respect your wife's hustle or whatever, and for me, I was married 20 years and I'm divorced. I'm 47. But in the process of that, as I have a hard time finding someone to date that respects my hustle. I'm retired military. I'm a travel nurse now, so I travel from place to place. And so a lot of people want their time. I'm about my money. And so I'm giving the time and I'm working in, but they can't handle it, so they fill in the gaps with other females. But if you want to fill, we ain't got no, we're not filling around going to find love distance.
The right one can handle it.
Okay. And also, I'm former military also, so I definitely understand that. But my thing with that is, that's exactly what Nate said. You know what, like, as if I'm gonna put myself in that shoe, if I'm talking to you, I know what I'm walking into in the process. Because at that point in time, we've had a conversation like my rep, I know what you're doing. I know you out getting money. Either I'm with it or I'm not. Because at the end of the day, once we get together, I can't be like, hey baby, I know you was out there getting money earlier. I haven't changed shit. I'm doing it. But could you not go get money? No. I walked into that. That goes right along with the football. I walked right into that shit. I talked to you. You said I'm about my chips. I said cool. That's what it is. I can't now ask you to change yourself. Why? How does that happen? I can't. That's not me. As my man is saying here, that's not me lifting you up. That's not me building with you.
Right.
How are we gonna get together if I'm like, no, you gotta change your shit? It's horrible.
Facts. If you run into a person and y'all have that intellectual conversation and they still have an issue with the way that you move and the things that you're going for and shooting for, then you and that person are not on the same agenda.
Get out of there. Exactly.
I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest. A man knows from the very jump whether he wants to wife you or whether he wants to touch. Waste your time. I'm gonna be honest.
I can't go with that one. But
he has a general idea.
You like 50-50. It depends on your time frame.
He has a general idea.
Well, they start off accepting it, but
that's what I wanted you. Now that I got you, I can change things. And it's the same thing back and forth with women. Like, a lot of times, you know what you're getting into when you come with us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what you're getting into when you come with us. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, I don't like when you do this. Wait a minute. This is how I started. I can't change who I am now because of what? Yes, ma'am.
Well, you can definitely a power thing. You've now lost power and control because you see how well she's doing, maybe even better than you.
Oh yes, that is, but that makes that man wrong. That makes that man wrong. That's very possible, but that makes him wrong because again, he knew that coming into it. I knew she was getting chips on the way in.
All right.
Go ahead.
Insecurity is real. So when we're talking about power, if the man's not secure with himself and doesn't know what he has, then that will be a problem. But if you find a man, or hold on, Thomas, if a man finds you that is willing to give that and understand that, and that's what you need in your life. But you can't give yourself to someone who's not willing to do that for you. So my name's Nathan Witherspoon.
Because a real man, somebody that's really into you, a real man, I'll speak for myself, that's a turn on for me. A woman that is hustling, grinding out here, getting her home, I look at that right there, that eliminates a whole barrier for me. Because I look at you, you're not even a bill. Most women I've met nowadays, it's a bill. I gotta pay for the food, I gotta pay for the day, which I don't mind doing that. I'm a provider at the end of the day. I don't mind it doing that. But when I don't have to do that, oh, you already shot yourself to the top of the list.
We don't want to look like a lick. Well, I gotta reel that back a little bit though.
Hold on, good. Yeah, time's up on that one.
I gotta contrast on that a little bit.
Okay, go
Real quick, just because I say you have to be patient. Because the dynamics of a relationship is going to be growth. Each person should be growing within that relationship. So what worked at the beginning of our relationship might not work if both of us are growing on a steady stream. So what we have to do is revisit this conversation and see if that's something we can make work. Don't get me wrong, I love a woman who hustles. But if you get 2, 3 years or 5 years down the road, and now I'm a stay-at-home father because you hustle, we might need to revisit this conversation. But the dynamics of a relationship change. So if y'all not growing together, you're not checking in constantly, it has to be a choice every day. Not just at the beginning. Just because I signed on the beginning.
My bad. We good. So now this is for y'all fellas. This is a question from one of the ladies. Why are men so intimidated by women that have more money?
Power imbalance and insecurities.
Oh, you get what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what you. Go ahead.
I haven't met a woman that I don't want to be with a woman that has more money than me. But if she has more money than me, that's more for me to go out here and grab more. So. But that's your question. I don't think nobody's intimidated by a woman.
I disagree. Hold on. I said a woman with more money.
Yeah. I mean that should be an indication for you to go out here and get more.
You took
go out here and get it. I mean, that make you boss up. I feel like it should make you boss up.
How much money should we get?
That's the guy.
It was me that asked that question, but it's listed the wrong group of people because I'm on the 26. And y'all mature.
Yeah, you gonna be right. But yeah,
ask anyone if we're only 26. I'm 31. That's not that far away.
What do you think you feel about
I've met women who make more money than me, and the challenge in that relationship, it wasn't intimidation because she made more money. The challenge was that her money represented who she was. And so it wasn't, and she may have seen it as me being intimidated by the amount of money she made. The challenge was really the fact that all she was the money she made. So now, if all you brought to the table was this paycheck, then you may be less interested than I thought. I mean, I may be less interested than I thought.
Hey, I want to say something else. She might make more money than me on paper, but she really don't make more money than me, if that makes sense. So I'm a hustler. So at the end of the day, even when we working, we making $100,000. I'm still making money on the side. So she ain't making no.
So hold on.
He took my answer again.
I'm sorry. I'm so upset. Go ahead. And then I'm gonna get to this. Go ahead.
Oh, I just had a question.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. How do you all feel about therapy, dealing with your mental health and past trauma before getting into a relationship?
You said getting into
I'll check in on that one.
Before getting into a relationship, or just period in general.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm a true believer in therapy. With my marriage, I had started therapy because I almost lost my life due to past trauma. Dealing with kids' mothers, and you know, so on and so on. You know, I brought that trauma to her, and going through therapy. First thing, like it was the second part of my session, and they was basically saying like, she's stronger than you because you really could have ran her off, and it made me sort of appreciate, you know what I'm saying, everything that I really like put her through, and you know, sometimes you gotta heal, and like with that, you know, you how can I say, as black men, we deal with a lot, you know what I mean, and like, you know, having that strong backing and backbone behind you, you know, sometimes you overlook it and don't really appreciate that person that's there. So, you know, I'm all for therapy because it made my relationship very strong.
I'll say this as well. How many of you all go to the doctor each year for an annual checkup? So, how many go to the emergency room if your arms broke? Right. So why not go to a therapist if you're having trouble thinking clearly or understanding things the right way? So therapists are actually essential for daily living. And I'll say that because we all have mental things going on. We can't put Band-Aids on our mind. Yeah. So we need to speak to someone to get these things out. I love my therapist. My therapist actually said, hey, I saw your poster on the internet. I was like, oh God, what are you talking about? This conversation you're gonna have. I was like, oh, yeah, the panel. I was like, oh, you knew? Yeah, I know. So if you're watching, hey, how you doing? But you have to make sure, like it was just said here, you're healed before you step into something else with someone else. Because if you're not, then you're gonna project your problems on someone else. It's not someone finishing your puzzle, but it's a whole person when you get into a relationship with another whole person. We can't complete you. A man can't complete another person. A man can't complete a woman, and a woman can't complete a man. So it's up to you all to make sure, you know, you're whole. Like it's up to us. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I personally, me too. Jesus. I was gonna say, I'm a person. Like I said, I'm one of those people where if I know something about myself or something I'm interested in, I'm gonna check it out. Like I'm a search. And way before me and my wife got together, I literally started reading therapy books on my own. It was like, oh, that's me, that's me, that's me. Because I was one of those people. Remember back in the day, I know some of y'all in the age range where you like, oh, you're a Pisces. Ooh, I know you. I was like, that ain't me. That ain't me. I ain't no Taurus. That ain't that. I read it. I was like, oh, that kind of is me. But even outside of that, what I was saying is, I literally went to therapy with my wife, and I know as men, we not. But with that, men a lot of times we don't talk in general, like to our women, because a lot of times in our lifetime we've been told, hey, just go and suck it up. Suck it up. Like, you gotta think about it. Like your son, if you have a son, you don't say, oh man, shut up and go and do what you're doing. We take that in. That happens. It happens. It happens. I'm not saying you ladies do it, but a lot of times it happens. So with men, we tend to keep that sometimes. So a lot of men don't share until you're in a situation where you have to share. And like the more it happens with us, like me and my wife were like, we'll randomly be like, oh, da-da-da. She's like, damn, I've known you for 20 years. I ain't know that. I'm like, oh, yeah.
So, hold on. Go ahead, ask your question.
So, how do y'all feel about y'all's lady having a male best friend?
Necessary.
Yeah, perfectly fine.
Necessary.
No. She can be friends with whoever she wants.
Necessary.
Hold on now, hold on. I don't think they understood.
What was the question?
They just sit down, right? They're like,
A straight male best friend?
I can't hear a question.
How do you feel?
Hold on.
How do you feel about a woman having a male best friend? Perfectly fine, right?
I'm okay with it because I'm confident within myself. So it's just like it's all a self-evaluation. Why would I be? Can you know? But that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not your average guy. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm self-confident within myself. So it's just like they can have a male best friend. You know, if something's gonna pop up.
This my best friend. I just point that out. Okay, let's go.
If some men can't handle it, then some men need to go to therapy.
Yes.
My take on a male best friend is different. Do I believe a woman can have a male best friend? Yes. However, there are certain boundaries that must be respected at all times.
Absolutely.
And once those boundaries are crossed, then there's got to be some type of conversation to be had because it's only going to lead to issues down the road. Right. You know what I mean? If a male best friend is calling 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, it better be a life-threatening emergency. If it's not a life-threatening emergency, we got a problem. I don't care how secure I am.
Hey, bro.
As a man.
Bro, how they do? And we going. And we going to see what's going on.
Where you at? Tell me on the way. Yeah, we on the way. Yeah, but no, so I think a woman can have a male best friend. That's perfectly fine. But as long as boundaries are being respected at all times.
Okay, with that being said, real quick, with male best friends, do you feel that you have to be introduced to this male best friend?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Just like no, because I'm going to introduce my wife to my female best friend.
That's
Like
right.
you said, it's boundaries.
If he's the best friend and you guys are dating, then eventually you're gonna meet.
You're
right?
supposed to know who that person is.
You should have met him before y'all became a couple.
He should have been the first line of defense.
It ain't like you can just bring John to the picnic and like, who fuck is John? Because that's what I'm saying. It's just like, who the fuck is John?
They could have done it, they just cool down.
Hold on, that don't count, man.
That's the problem. She got a question. Go ahead.
So y'all just too guilty. So
We are.
Too guilty.
No, I didn't ask.
Look, let the mic come over this way. This costs money.
I'm not here.
But I know some of y'all real life.
Hold on real quick.
I got this. You know, I got that. So, since y'all so healed, and once back in the day,
Don't do that.
2000s,
Come on.
did y'all ever have a problem with your girlfriend? I'm
Yes.
saying y'all too healed. Some of y'all are like,
Yeah, I ain't get to answer the voice.
Get in here.
My answer is,
But wait a minute, so at the time as you grew as a man, then it changed, is that what you're saying?
No.
Back in the day.
no.
So you never had a problem?
No. And I'm gonna tell you why. I was raised by my mama, my grandmama now, that gave me the game. She said that if you emotionally, financially, physically, spiritually, sexually take care of a woman, you ain't got no problem. And that's the oath that I live by. So if you want to step out and cheat, I don't give a fuck who your friend is, as long as I know who he is. You know what I'm saying? If it's gonna come out, it's gonna come out. If y'all together and he's all up on you, this, and this, some shit ain't right.
Okay, so
You know what I'm saying? Some shit ain't right. Now you want to skip me? Now you want to skip me?
Let me answer. I'm on a different side of. Okay, let me answer though. I'm on a different side of the spectrum. I'd rather be a best friend. So at the end of the day, I don't want her to have a best friend because I want to be a best friend. So I want somebody I can be a friend with, and that's why. But I trust her. But I want to be a best friend.
I think it's important to have another male's perspective in a relationship as well, though. And I don't mind my wife having someone to say, "Hey, actually, you were wrong," or "No, girl, you was right." I don't think that's wrong.
She should have had a brother then, my nigga. Guys, see it through, my boy.
That's also another as well.
That's a whole nother.
We gonna move on to we got a whole list of stuff, so we gonna go in a different direction. We gonna switch it up just a little bit, if that's okay with y'all.
Go ahead.
Can I?
No, because I still got something to say.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so who answered my question?
We're in trouble.
It was me.
Okay, look.
We collected.
Look, you said something
Took her
about
jacket off.
sorry I was hurt and all that. My hurt in the past, I'm like, real happy with who I am. So what does that have to do with the fact that he won't fuck on the first night, but he won't respect the woman? Because you're not great fuck on the first night.
Can you do both?
She asked me. Go ahead.
So go ahead,
We gonna come back to that.
Again, I have to defer to the fact that I can't speak for the
I'm not
guys.
saying you, but just some men in general. Like, I'm not saying every man, but a lot of men that I've come across. I have some nice ones.
You want
The majority of them will approach me.
You want me keeping a buck with you?
And they done pay for your little $50 meal.
You want me keeping a buck with you? I keep it a buck with you. Look, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. It's a few, and I'm not speaking in all. It's a few women that have tarnished y'all name because they give it up like that for the easy. You know what I'm saying? It's working. You know what I'm saying? But like, look. I didn't say everybody. I said that there is a few that for a Applebee's 2 for $20 and a blood. And a shot of Casamigos, she's going down.
I got a different perspective.
Next question.
I got a different perspective on it.
No, hell no. I gotta say something.
You working?
No, not that. It's just particular that I used to be on the panel too the first 2 years. But what I'm saying is like, these are my notes. They go. But I've heard everything itself. 2 people being wrong.
I know it.
He said that. He said it.
Did you say something?
He said it.
So, my question is, two people being wrong. 2 people making the decision. Those 2 people taking care of each other. It starts right there. If one person dogs the other, it's going to go the other way. The other person dogs the other, it's going to go the other way. I'm talking about 2.
Okay, we got to move on to the next question, man. We can talk all night.
Can I flip one? Just one question. Just one question, please. Can I flip this one question? I'm sorry.
So my perspective on that, it sounds like you run into that issue more than once. I would try paying for the meal. If only the meal is what is giving them that entitlement, pay for the meal. Fuck them.
Hold on. Also, you walked away from me. I know you should let me do my flip question.
Like a record skill.
We gotta keep moving.
I'll talk to you
okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so we gonna move on for the moment. Switch it up and go to a different direction. To the gentleman, what fruit or food do you taste like?
What the fuck?
I actually can't answer this because I'm married, so I don't want to get in trouble.
He got an answer. White chocolate.
White chocolate.
Hazelnut. White chocolate is speaking for the panel on this answer.
Hazelnut. I'm hazelnut.
Hazelnut. Okay.
Sharon, what's your answer? White chocolate strikes again.
Give it up for Sharon.
Put your hands together right here for Sharon.
Well, he's white. So he Next question. She said they were flavorless.
Flavorless.
People.
Everybody got to see this.
Water.
Okay. Yes, I have a question. You have a question.
Do they have to
Oh, okay.
And she gonna let you say your question.
Go ahead.
How do y'all feel about what? Are y'all okay with women paying for your meal?
We do. Hell yeah, I get hungry too.
No, I'm with you. I just because okay, let me go back because you know the saying is always men's supposed to be do this and do that, right?
It is 2022.
No,
Gas is $9.99. Please. Take me out.
I'm with you. I'm totally with you. I'm just saying, you know how the women just say.
You know, we just got done with this whole conversation about dating and sex on the first date. If she pays for the meal.
But you know.
Hell yeah.
She like you pay for the meal, you give it up. We're going to the next question.
Ready?
Go ahead, Owen.
She alright?
So this is the question. For those with children, what was the challenge about managing your children and the other mothers?
What kind of panel is this?
Go ahead.
Hold on, y'all. You gonna talk about this? They want me to repeat the question. I'm gonna repeat the question.
One mic. I can handle this.
You got it?
I got it.
I got it.
So I'm gonna repeat the question so everybody can hear it. For those with children, what was challenging about managing your children and the other mothers?
I've got children. Go ahead. I'll go last.
He emphasized.
She hate me and I hate her too. No, on some real stuff, you gotta have respect, you know what I'm saying? Because the kids see that. The kids see when you don't respect your baby mom and baby daddy, vice versa.
No, you didn't answer the question.
I got For me, it's one. There's several different kind of relationships when you're dealing with children and baby mamas. For me, there's a co-parenting relationship, and there's also a marital parenting relationship. There has to be a model that shows the child what a healthy relationship is, which is, for me, the marital relationship, and the child also needs to see the partnership between me and his mother. Those are two different relationships that are important. Now, when you're talking about the baby mama and the wife.
Thank you.
I'm coming to the street. You're going to be turning on your bullet. Let me take it right. I'm taking it right. Now, it's a very interesting and important thing to understand that you have to have an established relationship, if it's cordial or not, between the child's mother and your current relationship, wife or girlfriend, because that also is a partnership that the child sees as well. So it takes adults working together to know that they're actually all on the same team for that child.
Yeah.
And
may I ask?
Go ahead.
I won't take nobody's time.
I want to hear your perspective.
No, who am I?
Yeah, I want to hear your perspective. You've been waiting.
Me?
Yes.
Oh no, I'm enjoying listening to. I mean, but I'm.
Because my answer is Jesus. I just.
No, it does take Jesus.
Like my shit.
I think as a
man, I done went to Judge Judy and she can't help me. So I want to hear your perspective though.
Well, no, as a man, like we like to complete tasks and put that shit away. You understand what I'm saying? But that's one relationship that has to be checked in with like very, very often. And then those expectations of both parties have to be set every other month, in my opinion. In my situation, it's got to be talked about. Like we've got to check in because. Take your time. Don't cry. Because
we gotta move on. I'm sorry, because I got a whole stack.
Go ahead.
So for the gentleman. Why is there such a disconnect between men and masculine performing women, also known as studs?
What?
Why is there such a disconnect between men and masculine performing women, studs?
Because they want our job. I mean, they studs.
I'm gonna pass it to white chocolate.
Yeah.
Let him get canceled after Let him get canceled.
Probably because I don't know any.
For me, I don't think there's a competition.
Why are you frowning at me like I
Because I can understand the question. I don't think there's a disconnection between the studs and heterosexual men. Because I haven't had any competition with a stud. And
But there are situations where that does happen.
I don't even talk to you.
I don't, honestly, and this is, I'm just being honest. Like, hey, I don't feel no threat. May the best man win.
Exactly.
Nice one, hand off on that.
Okay, this is a two-part question, and they don't go together.
So it's two questions.
Student with your casket shark suit on, can you answer a question?
Yes, of course.
Because I'm going to sit over there just in the day. So, shoot it. This is for you. Wax, shave, or natural? Wax, shave, or natural? Why y'all say what?
Boy, no, act like I don't have no preference.
Okay, thank
Boy, you asked for that answer. He does not speak for the panel.
He's politically correct.
He does not speak for the panel.
He's very safe.
With that,
everybody got everything what they saying. I'm saying that if you saying natural, it doesn't mean not touching at all and
Never
lots of
say
round ass. That's not natural. You know what I'm saying? Looking like you got a more big of a bush than me.
Okay, we can't hear. We gotta keep it where we can all hear what we saying.
If you got a bigger bush than me, you know what I'm saying, it ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? You know, because I am a man, you know what I'm saying, and I'm gonna cut mine when I cut mine. If you're a female, you gonna manicure your line like it's a garden, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no garden. You know what I'm saying?
in a nutshell, he said if your hip look like Norbert down there,
he did say you should.
fucking with your soul brother.
You know what I'm saying? But you at least gotta keep it
Okay, so if I can't hear all the way over here, y'all can't hear either. So can we act like we all grown and respect everybody, please?
Don't believe it.
Wow.
And I ain't
What you
seen
whispering?
There you go.
The other half of that question was moving her house or your house.
Why is it We gonna let White Chocolate answer this one too.
Who's got the nicer house? I don't care where I'm going.
Who has the nicer house?
Right?
Business
The hell kind of question is that?
to houses.
To move.
Moving on. Why don't you all plan
Can we have some
dates
neighbors?
anymore?
Repeat the question.
I'm gonna repeat it. I'm gonna repeat the question. And I did not say this, so y'all stop looking at me like that. Why don't you all plan dates anymore?
Let's go. He can't hold the view.
Plan a date. Listen, if he does not plan a date, you just a shot.
Can I?
Yep.
And I just want to say this. Y'all gotta start choosing better men to be in your lives.
That's right.
Can you repeat what you
So I'm saying, if he is not planning a date, and it don't have to be a romantic date, like it can literally be any. It could be a car ride. A car ride is some of the dopest shit I do with one.
Let's find what is that?
Yeah, real talk. But if that man is not planning a date to do anything with you, it's just
sexual.
Yeah, straight.
Yes.
It might not be sexual.
Let me piggyback on that.
Like you said, it might not even be sexual.
Let me piggyback off that. Guys love to show off what they love. They love to show off their cars. They like to show off their jewelry. They like to show off a lot of things. So if he likes you, he's gonna show you off.
That was easy.
Y'all have got to start choosing better men than me.
I love him. Not like that.
Okay, hold on, because she's asking the question off the question. Go ahead.
Suggestions on the statement that you made. How do you go about doing it?
Establish boundaries right off. Say what you're looking for. And asking what you're looking for, so your time will be wasted. Not even that. No, that's that. No, that's that. You have to establish boundaries day one. I'm here for this. What are you looking to get? And be honest.
Thank you.
And don't lie.
When you establish your boundaries, you weed out.
Stop playing
There you
games.
go.
What you want?
Listen to Pete.
Real talk. And that'll prevent you from running into an issue where you going out on a date with a man and he's thinking he's gonna fuck first night. Because you've already set those boundaries.
That you're not trying.
Hey, my brother, hold on. Corey. Hold it. Say it to her over in the corner. He got a statement for you. Go ahead, big guy.
Don't do her like that.
I ain't doing it like that. It was an honest statement. I said over in the corner.
But you didn't.
I apologize.
I listened to what I listened to earlier, so you owe her an apology.
I apologize.
No, that's not her. Real talk.
What's your name, Miss Lady?
We don't do that.
I know. I apologize, Miss Lady, because security brings you.
We're gonna go to the next question. Yeah, next
But I do
question.
have a statement while we are talking about it. That's why it is important to have a male best friend.
Yes.
And when you have those my male best friend is actually here. He will tell me if I'm right, if I'm wrong, if I'm being dogged. Now, do I listen? No. Okay, it's not because he wants recognition. He's going to tell me if I'm right or wrong or if I'm being dogged. It's important. I've never tried to have sex with him. He's never tried to have sex with me. I met baby mama, wife, kids, and we really didn't even have to establish boundaries because that's just what it was. That's a friendship. And so that's why it's important, because if you don't have that, because we are naive sometimes. We all say we can change. We can't. But that's why it's important to have a male best friend so he can be like, sis, no. Now after that, if you step in the fire, you get burned.
So why is it that you feel that you can't change?
Well, that comes with growth. Just like all of y'all suddenly healed.
We healed right here.
No, I pay my money to get healed. No, I'm healed. Next question.
This question is to the married men. Do not say nothing. You are not on the panel this year.
Oh,
shit.
He tried it though, didn't he?
He was ready. He heard
You want me
married.
to apologize like he told her?
Ain't that fair?
Excuse me?
Ain't that fair?
No, he can't say nothing.
Yeah.
No, you called him out. He owe him an apology.
I'm his wife. I said what I said. Moving on.
Next question.
To the married men.
Go ahead.
To those who are married, how do you? Okay. So this is the end of the room. How?
You got one down there too?
Keep playing with me.
How do you handle strong pursuits that keep coming at you? How do you handle strong pursuits that keep coming at you?
It's called ignore.
I said to the married men.
I am married.
Are you? I'm sorry. I apologize.
Thank you.
Okay, continue.
No, but I'm just saying it's called ignore and conquer. It's your strong will. You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna put it out there. Of course, it's gonna be bait, but it's for me to also play in that arena too. If I jump into that arena and start playing around, you know what I'm saying? That's when you get all into the esteem, entanglements, all of that crazy. But yeah, ignore.
Because it's possible to people be acting like it's impossible to just go or something. It's not impossible.
I'll say, you know, the girl gonna twerk, the girl gonna do this. You have a great day and keep pushing.
It's not impossible.
If you respect the what marriage is, if you respect what you entered in before God with your partner, then you'll be able to not get entangled. You'll be able to let go of whatever is coming at you. And the thing is, you'll even let the person know, or people who are trying to come at you, to let them know that they need to not be in your life anymore if they're coming at you that way, because they're not only disrespecting your wife, they're also disrespecting you. Because because they're not disrespecting your wife, because when you're married, you're one. Exactly. They're disrespecting you. They're not respecting the bond and the covenant that you entered in when you're married. Exactly. So they need to back and give you 90,000 feet.
That's right.
Mr. Marshall, do you have an answer?
Speak on the brother. Hold on, y'all.
There's a reason she felt comfortable enough to come at you that way.
The devil tempted Jesus, didn't he?
Exactly. No, not necessarily. Sometimes you see it like they see it, they're like, yeah, no, I'm like,
yeah.
But it still goes back to it takes two people at the end of the day.
Yes.
This is nice.
Thank you. I worked real hard. Moving on. Gentlemen. I'm sorry. Stanley, what is your answer?
Stanley, full name.
Can you get a picture of this shenanigans?
She said get to work photography. I know, right? I've been taking pictures the whole time. Yeah.
Okay,
I know, right?
next question to the gentleman. What is your worst sexual experience? And who was at fault? You or them?
Can
we start at the end?
She got a thing, right? You gotta answer some questions. You put the heat on this heat.
Come on, so you gotta stretch, bro. You gotta stretch. Come on, move on. Here, hold on.
I mean, it's fucked up. I was just talking about this with my homie, you know what I'm saying, earlier. I mean, my worst sexual experience, you know what I'm saying, because I mean, I ain't had too many bad sexual experiences. I don't get in the type of situation with motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying. But I mean, what y'all just having sexual experience with motherfuckers you don't fuck with, you know what I'm saying? Me personally. But the way that it is, you know what I'm saying, like, there's certain things, like we was talking about earlier, there's certain things motherfuckers just don't do, you know what I'm saying, and me personally, like, I mean, my asshole's a they know, you know what I'm saying, and...
What she do?
What she do?
You know how you try to do something, but you don't try to do something, you know what I'm saying? She tried to do something, you know what I'm saying? Try to do something, motherfucker
Come on down the line, please.
What was the question again?
Ask Will.
What that?
You ain't talking enough. Yeah. Did it happen or not?
You need to apologize.
Why you apologize?
You can't keep throwing your weight. You need to apologize. We getting down the wheel.
Can I get an apology?
Can you get an apology?
Yeah, I apologize for just still talking to you.
See, there you go. Look. Black on black. Next question.
Okay. So I guess the next question is gonna start in the middle of the group. This area right here. This area. This area.
Not everybody.
If you were a credit score, what would it be?
He can't answer that question. You are 850. Give it to him.
Ask and answer. Let's move on.
It's a stretch. It's like an 815 though.
Let me put this Range Rover in your
If you were a credit score,
Will?
I will skip Tim. Go ahead.
Right, because you really skip.
That makes it a 550.
How low does it go?
And remember, at the end of the day, you only need a 620 to buy a house, though. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that. Because I had that in my name. It's funny you say that because like I've always looked at myself as a
I know Morel, he's tired, so let's skip
So
something.
some of y'all follow me on Facebook. I took the pleasure of posting mine.
You had, yeah, we know. Next.
854.
Yeah, I didn't ask what your real credit score was, my boy. 854? You ain't gotta work on nothing, nigga. They asked if you was a credit score. Nigga, like, what if your toes think your score low, nigga? Excuse my language. I'm just you niggas is out here.
So no one go look at Thomas's credit card.
All I'm seeing is I don't wash clothes every week, nigga.
Do not look at Thomas's credit card.
Maybe I might drop a few points for that.
He's dropped 150 points right now. That's
Stressing me out.
Let's all pray for Thomas's credit.
Excuse my language. I'm
He
sorry.
was right. It wasn't your actual credit. It was if you were a credit score, what would you be?
If I was a credit score, I'd be a 700. I'm not perfect, but I'm pretty good.
635. I'm like right above 632. I'm right above the threshold. Like you gonna have to decide if you can handle this. I'm about to tell you straight off this one.
Next question.
Every trash bag ain't going out.
Next question. Next question, please. Next question. Next question.
Good answer.
So this is the next one. This is the next one. How did you fight temptation?
Oh, shit. Great.
How do you fight temptation?
How do you fight this? You don't put
Are you going to answer that?
No,
Are we jumping to the end?
Hold on, is this from like a relationship perspective, or what are we like? All the same marriage.
What you did? Can you be specific on that? Like, cocaine or what?
Right. We're talking about.
We try to make sure.
Usually temptation, you know what I'm saying? Usually temptation ain't right anyway. You know what I'm saying? Following the path is usually how you get away from temptation, you know what I'm saying? If it's tempting, it usually ain't right.
I don't fight temptation.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
feel like.
No, I think we should go to the next one. The next question.
It's pretty broad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty broad.
Once he introduced cocaine,
So because
some people be talking about cocaine.
You know, the spectrum guy says. So the next question is name 3 key elements to have a healthy marriage relationship. One more time. Name 3 key elements to have a healthy marriage relationship.
The marriage.
Communication, trust, honesty.
No, he said it. Communication is the biggest one. One of the biggest ones. Trust is a good one. And I'll say loyalty as well. Because someone can tell you the truth that they're cheating. So they don't have to be loyal, right? But if they're loyal, it's also going hand in hand.
Do you feel that trust and loyalty is the same?
Nope, it's not. Because someone can tell you that they're cheating and not be loyal. And they can be honest.
But what if they communicate that to you? I'm just playing.
What if water's not wet?
Hey, water isn't wet. Something that's touched by water is wet.
Come on, about the brains, though. We just
Sex or white chocolate?
Okay, we have an audience question.
Okay. What does it mean to be a protector?
Ooh, I like cool.
What does it mean to be a protector?
Oh,
Uncle Nano.
We're quiet.
Who's that? Who's that?
Hold on. They won't know what the question was.
The question is, what does it mean to be a protector?
What does it mean to be a protector?
No. Just answer the question. Don't go that way. Just stay over here and answer the question. Just stay over here and answer the question.
What does it mean to be a protector? What it means to be a protector is to me personally. If I had to, I would lay my life on the line if I knew that my wife or my children would live if I gave that sacrifice. Meaning that at all costs, I'm going to guarantee that their safety is my number one priority, and that they're going to be not only safe physically, but they're going to be safe mentally, emotionally, financially, and make sure that I'm not going to let the wiles of the world and the things that could take them down come into the picture. I'm going to make sure I'm handling all that, and I'm going to protect them from everything I can.
I believe that.
I don't want to elaborate on that too. Like being a protector does not mean just physically. It means all spectrum. And one of my biggest things is, especially if you're dealing with a woman that has kids by another man, one thing I will never allow is her to feel any type of way about what that man says, does, or anything. Because it's irrelevant. If there's anything that he can do or anything that you need from that man, I can provide. So don't let an argument or anything that's said between y'all affect anything between us, because you ain't even got to worry about it. That's what it means to be a protector.
To add on to what that brother is saying, also, like it goes as deep as you want to take it. Like you said, protecting from all of the above is what they said, but then like even protecting them from their family, their friends, whatever. You're just that protector all the way around. And like it's like you said, it's your best friend. You're not gonna go to war about it. You know what I mean? Like something go down, you my old lady, you gotta shoot. Do what you gotta do. But at the end of the day, I'm taking the rap for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just what it is. Like handle your business. You know what I mean? To protect it, so hold on your family. You know what I mean? Perfect.
Shorty got a question.
You got a question over.
You got a question.
Yes.
Okay, and this ain't no shade to no question. I'm being asked, but since y'all seem to be more higher value than the typical guys that people in the audience deal with. How are y'all helping build up guys to be at the level of
I actually offer free financial literacy services.
We have a whole men's group developing here in the building.
I wanted to know. Nate, you can't do the pre-financial. The guy beside you with the 854, we need to be on his team.
I'm trying
to hold the shitty men accountable.
Yes. That's what I'm asking.
Tell them they suck and they can't do anything.
How are y'all being solution based to the things we're here talking about today?
I'll be honest. I'm not.
Turn on the resources.
When I put it to you like this. I'm not
tell
helping.
them why their behavior is garbage.
I'm not helping other grown men be grown. I work with a lot of youth. I work with a lot of college kids. I'm working with those young men and instilling those values. And somebody said he's on his phone. I was actually texting one just now. He was asking if I was home as one of my college athletes. But I instill those values into those young men to help prevent them from making some of the same mistakes I made when I was their age. So that's I try to do that to do my part.
I do both also, what Bro was saying, but then I will tutor y'all husband for $17.95.
Well, it seems like it's not working.
If Porn is doing this event,
I can tell you.
if he's doing this event and having y'all and y'all are high value men as far as character, and y'all talking to us, it don't do us no service if we going out there to them. If y'all not passing on what you know in marriage, what you know in love,
Send 'em my way.
you know, that's what I'm saying.
Send 'em my way.
You got homeboys and stuff, and y'all are the great ones. It don't help us if it's just y'all.
Oh, I'm glad you said homeboy.
Yeah. So
no. So I don't help none of my homeboys in regards to being a better man. If you're not a good man, you're not my homeboy.
You can't even get in the circle. You ain't take 10 years. You
can't even get in. I don't do that shit.
We don't do what he come up here. It's
a combination. Like I do the same thing. I talk to a lot of youth, and I talk to a lot of I've got a couple cats I talk to that's like in their early 30s. And they ask me random questions. I'm like, wait, y'all ain't seen that yet? Y'all ain't coming across that? And I'll give you that. It's a lot of people who, when they in their 20s, like, you don't know nothing in your 20s. You out here shooting for the moon.
Right.
And because you haven't run into that yet. So I can't say, oh, he's trash because he's 25. He don't know no better. Yeah. But the thing is, a lot of times, and some of us can attest to it, a lot of those people don't have big homies, so to speak, or uncles or fathers in their household to say, hey, that's not how you do it. Because, like, I honestly, hell, when I was 25, I wasn't sure. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wasn't sure. But you grow into that. You grow into that. You know what I'm saying? But I also didn't have a person to say, yo, this is what it is. This is how you should do things. You run into that and you see it, and then you're like, oh, damn, that's what it is. So then when somebody reaches out and they like, damn, they're like me, I'm quick to say, hey, bro, you know you fucked up with that, right? And that's, you know what I'm saying, but you have to have that leadership person, you know, that you can, that mentor you can talk to or what have you, if it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Also, if I can recommend anything, it's not the person you're looking at. That's to see it through, my boy. But if you're looking at a person in a situation you're in and you don't like it, don't focus so much on the situation. Look what's around that situation. Because when you go somewhere else, the surroundings will look the same. So like he said, we're not really people who are, I guess these brothers may feel because I got some terrible fucking friends. I'm gonna tell you right now. But I'm gonna say this in the sense of like, you'll see the circle. You'll see the environment around that person and it will show all the signs you need to. And then you just have to hold yourself to a standard like Lauren said, if you're gonna choose to step in the water, you're gonna be wet, baby girl.
Boy, no. So what I said earlier about garbage men and call them out on the garbage behavior, right? That's obviously like what you tell your friends when they do shitty shit, right? But I personally, and to me, I try to lead by example. And a lot of things that I try and teach people, right? I'm gonna get really personal on this for a while. I'm in recovery and I've gotten 6 years sober, and I was homeless on the west side of Chicago shooting heroin. That's why I'm cool. So that's where I learned all my skills. A lot of the sponsorship and stuff that I do in recovery and stuff doesn't just touch that area of like drug and alcohol addiction. It tries to teach people how to be like civilized humans again. Because when I got sober 6 years ago, I was an animal. And a lot of these kids, and I call them kids, but I mean, I've worked with guys upwards of, 55, and it does come with teaching them how to behave like that. And it is what was said earlier, they might not have that example, or they might have got really detached from it. So, but it sounds like we up here already do a lot of that stuff.
Appreciate you.
Some of us.
I had a question I didn't get to write down.
You got 2 questions.
I do have a question. Have any other men on the panel ever lied to your friend's girlfriend or wife if you knew that they was cheating and she didn't ask you?
Do you think they would say yes?
But right.
I really haven't. Like that goes back to the question though. Like who you hanging with?
Right.
Like I'm not a dog. I'm not gonna hang with dogs. You know what I'm saying?
You're not gonna say yes to her outfit.
She said,
Not necessarily.
so she said, ever. I have. Because all men ain't good men. All men ain't been good men. I am a man that I have not always been a good man. I have no shame in that. I have lied in the past, but what I have done is I've shaped my future to where I've surrounded myself with men I don't have to do that for.
That's right. Real still single, y'all.
It's all growth. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Get your question.
Do men take a period of celibacy between relationships for selfish?
No, they fucking.
It is
about 7 days. Wait, hold on. Wait, whoever said that's way too long. It's usually about the time it takes for a test to turn around.
Listen, I might be speaking from a personal experience, but I'm gonna tell you right now, and a lot of the men that I was brought up by, they will tell you the quickest way to get over one woman is to get under another woman.
Do y'all think
No. I'm not saying that's it. I'm definitely not. I'm not agreeing with that narrative by any means. But what I am telling you is that happens very slim to none. However, when a man is actually healing, he most definitely practices celibacy. Because I'll be honest, that's one of the only things in my life that I figured that I struggled with. And I did it, and I overcame it. And my clarity was so crazy afterwards. And I encourage everybody to do it. Like I wouldn't celibate from sex. I wouldn't celibate from alcohol. I wouldn't celibate from a lot of shit that I was doing. Like I would celibate from a lot of shit just to get my life back on track. And I promise you, when you find somebody that is healed, they won't be ashamed to tell you any of this shit. And I went through therapy.
A
lot of black men don't have it. Right?
I was going to pose that question because when I went through my 20-year marriage and divorce, I stayed single for 4 years because I needed to work on me. Yeah. And so I just want to know if men take that same time, because when you get out of a relationship and you want to heal woman, you don't want her bringing baggage. So are you going to bring that baggage because you're not healing?
I'm sorry, did you say 4 years?
You said 4 years?
I would say initially a man does not look at it that way. At least I did.
Now, let's go back.
Carry the one.
Okay, when we saying 4 years of being that, does that mean that you dated, you met men, or you just was like, forget everything?
I dated, and I let the man know up front that I'm in a period of celibacy. If you can't handle that, I'm not there.
If you weeded out a bunch of bullshit.
That's what I want to know. That's what, because it could be a difference.
For 4 years? For 1,300 days.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next part because although we now own the building, like any other year, I'm sorry, I'm proud of that. Hey, but no, for real, we started Oklahoma Library with 4 people in the audience, so we done came a long way. Mind your business, anybody else?
I think we still got a question from the young lady right here. You don't want okay.
So we're gonna reverse it. So do y'all have a question for the women?
I do. I'm curious to know because y'all, a lot of y'all questions seem so jaded. What type of man are y'all dating? Ooh, I want to know.
Where do you need them at?
She can answer. Give her
the beautiful queen over here, please, man.
I have dated men that I have had to fill out applications.
Okay.
I have had to pay.
I forget.
But not because I didn't pay. It might be because I'm fancy, whatever, but a lot of times I'm going in and not going that far because I'm in a relationship for 9 years going that shit. But I have come across where first dates I pay. Because I don't want a man to feel like, oh, I got to come out of my pocket for him all the time. Every time I do something, I got to pay for it. Not always true. I don't mind paying for a date. I don't mind doing something for my man or somebody I'm interested in. But I don't want to take her of a man no more. But that's the men that I run into. They don't have everything they want a woman to bring to the table. They want us to have a car, they want us to have a place, they want to have a good job. But they only got 1 or 2 guys that really.
All right, we're on to the next question.
I do.
Okay.
Why do you all accept such low quality men in your lives?
I would say
Shit,
personal experience. I got married at 18. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I came from a religious family that said, you're pregnant, you're getting married. So with that being said, I got pushed into marriage very, very young. So I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't know the caliber of trash-ass husband that I was getting. I didn't know. So that is, religion does play a big part in our community where it pushes us into shit that we ain't prepared for.
Happened to me too.
So that's my personal experience why I ended up in the situation that I'm in. That being said, I was with my ex-husband for 16 years. I took 4 years by myself. I ain't do nothing with nobody. I ain't looking at nobody. So now I'm in the part now that I'm starting to date, and I'm just like, I'm better off by myself. Like this right here is not for me because my standards are so high. I refuse to settle for just anything, and I refuse to have just anything around my children. Exactly.
First off, here you say you was married for 16 years, girl. You look like you're in your 20s.
I got with my ex-husband at 12. We got married at 18.
And what? Girl, what?
At 12.
No,
we went to school together.
We got your part. Go ahead.
I was gonna say women are naturally nurturers. Even from little kids, we are given dogs. Yeah. It's always we gotta fix. This is what we gotta take care of. This is what we have to make doll houses and stuff. So when you're saying low quality, don't say it's low quality. It's like in our mind, it's already instilled to us. We got to take care of home. Yeah. Like straight out the book at 3 years old. What's the first? At the first thing we're given, and if anybody has little girls, what's the first thing y'all give her for her first birthday?
So what I'm saying, when I say low quality is, I guess I should preface it by saying, why don't you? Why is it what your needs are more prevalent than what you're wanting to do for another person?
Because our needs are always to be to the back.
Should be.
And it just went back to us being nurtured.
Yeah.
We always are taught we got to put everything else in front of us, even in the workplace.
Can I just say this real quick? I'm done.
Yeah.
Put yourself first. Regardless of, put yourself first.
You're asking the question, but you're not listening.
No, I'm listening. I hear what you're saying.
You're not, because
Hold on, bro.
I'm giving
Breathe.
it to you.
No, listen, I'm listening.
That's the answer.
Yeah, I hear you.
The answer is somebody is giving you everything you want, and we're taking care of you. It's not that we're taking care of low quality. We feel like we're trying to build you up. We're trying to fix everything. Exactly. Oh, I'm not, baby.
As far as picking quality, as far as picking a quality man, what I think you got to remember is that people can hold on to their crazy for a long time. So you fall hard in the first 6 to 8 weeks. That's a mistake that you're making right up front, because you don't know nobody in 6 weeks. You don't know nobody in 4 months. You don't know nobody in 6 months. It takes a long time for you to really get into that kid and find out what's going on. You got to experience some scenarios with them. You've got to know how they're going to act in certain situations. And if you don't give your time to know that man like that, you are setting yourself up for failure. It's not about paying for a meal. It's not about being nurturing. It's not about, it's not about those material type things. It's that people can hold their crazy for a long time. If you remember that, and you're not a year or so into this relationship, you need to remind yourself, I haven't seen every scenario for this man. I don't know how he's going to act in certain situations. You need to know how he is around his family. You need to know how he is around his friends.
Steve Harvey, 90 days.
So we need to invest more into knowing who you're dealing with. And you will kick the bums out. You'll be kicking people out in 6 weeks. You'll kick people out in 4 weeks.
Okay, over here. Go ahead.
Okay, for me, I am a domestic violence survivor. Okay, some years ago, I can speak on it now because I made it out of it. I made sure I put in the work to make sure that I didn't get back with him. I didn't get the exact replica of him. I put in that work. Because you will go through years pointing the finger and blaming this person for what they put in. Sometimes you have to have outside experience and figure out, like, why? What did I do wrong? What am I doing to make me feel that it's okay to allow people to treat me that way? So what I did was I took accountability for my part. Did I deserve that? Absolutely fucking not. But I had to put in the work to make sure that I did not go back down that road again. With self-love, okay, accountability, all of that. Because we can talk about all day, oh, he wanted to fuck me because I ate a steak. No. At the end of the day, you set those boundaries. Just like he said, brother up here, Morel, like, you have to lay shit out right there off the muscle. You have to. Because if you don't, you walk into that pussyfoot no shit, guess what? He gonna want some pussy at the end of the night.
I was just want to ask this from my perspective. I like what you have to say about accountability. I think there's a lot. Had some conversation with my therapist as well. I think a lot of us women have seen examples of our parents, grandparents being married but not dating.
Yeah.
And so we've seen our grandparents, let's be honest, our grandmother being cheated on by granddaddy, he having kids outside of the house, and how they dealt with it. So we feel like we got to stay there and deal with bullshit when we don't have to. We have to learn. We're learning later in life that we should not accept that. You know what I mean? So it takes you being accountable and learning that as women. So naturally we are taught that because that's what we see every day. Our parents are not teaching us this is how you date. Our fathers are not teaching us this is how you should be dating. You know what I mean? So a lot of us are dealing with that.
Go ahead. With that, it also takes as like we do see our grandparents and this, and we'll be like, oh, well, this is what I'm definitely not going to accept. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do the same thing my mama did to allow like your father, or whatever you seen. But then before we know it, we start lowering them standards or allowing people to let slide in. As soon as you let go of your lowest standard or your, that one that you said you were never going to let go, before you know it, they at the top standard and taking everything from you and robbed you of everything. Yeah.
We be dating wrong.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we
and be like, oh my God,
we'll give in thinking it's going to change and it never. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I've got just to switch gears a little bit. So, big shout out. We streaming. I have a lot of powerful black women in my life. A lot of powerful black women in my life. So I have to say, I guess my question is, how do I set a standard for myself without further damaging the scenarios black women have already been put in? You know what I'm saying? So if I set a standard for myself to say, and I'll make it something real simple, as in, shoot, I don't like when you wear regular shoes. I prefer heels. That's a stupid standard. But I'm saying if I set that standard for myself and prefer a woman to wear heels, how do I set that standard without further perpetuating any issues you got? This is what I want, right? And that's okay to have that, but I need to be able to portray that without further damaging you all.
Then you tell her that's how you think that makes her look sexy, that turns you on, that's something that you like to see her. Buy a pair of heels and tell her I want you to wear these tonight.
Or specifically, they the type of woman that you want. Because don't try to get no tennis shoes and then change it. If that makes sense. If you want a feminine woman, look in the room. You can see who, and there ain't no place on everybody's different, but you can see who do this on a regular basis.
Right, so go after those specific women. But also for me, and I like my Nikes and shit on a regular. And you like you put some heels on, I ain't doing
but
that.
don't complain either because she expensive. It's a motherfucker. She expensive as hell. You want that? You gotta keep that up.
Kind of to help you out on that, bro. When I met my wife, we and this is kind of speaking on everything. We went through almost like a 90-day situation because I was damaged and she was damaged. So with that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of those securities of what you was talking about came into play. With that, you know what I'm saying, I remember we went out of town and, you know what I'm saying, I was with my boy. She came down there and, you know, met us or whatever. Had no idea. She thought that, you know what I'm saying, I could have left her there, you know, for dead. But took her to the situation and kind of like what the lady said, you know what I'm saying, she had her stuff packed, you know what I'm saying, she had a perfume and it was more of a fall fragrance. I'm a connoisseur of cologne. And, you know, she sprayed it on. I was just like, nah, I didn't buy it. You know what I'm saying? With that, you know, I made the purchase. You know what I'm saying? Like what she said, you know what I mean? It's that vibe right there. You know what I'm saying? Install those values that you're looking for into your woman.
Go ahead.
I can do it 2 different ways. But do you guys like your women to wear lingerie? Now, I'm not saying to walk in a room like, hey, I'm in lingerie. But you know, play some music, she can dance and so forth. Do y'all like it? Why?
So, I happen to be a professional boudoir photographer.
Oh, yeah.
So I love it.
I'm sure.
And I got a closet full of new shit.
So you heard
No. On the real tip, to answer your question, I appreciate it because, you know, it's like you considering yourself sexy. To me, it's an art. You know what I'm saying? You coming with that on and then, you know, the appreciation of taking it off. You know what I'm saying? But I'm being real. You know what I'm saying? You took the time out to match, put it together. You know.
And I love that perspective, but this is my perspective. Sometimes stuff just gets in the way. So, naked in the world came, naked in the world you go. That's all.
Straight to the poop.
It ain't soup if it ain't got a poop. All right.
I have another question.
Go ahead.
Not that do you like your women to take you out on dates. I know you do. Do y'all women take you out? You know the thing is, okay, it was easy. Okay,
I guess the men in relationship, the single ones, y'all can answer this too. What do y'all What do y'all do to provide your woman, girlfriend, a space to be feminine? I came for answers today, so.
To provide her a space.
Because the thing that goes along when we're too masculine, this and another, how do you provide a space when I come home from work to make sure that I can give you all of my femininity?
I want to hear your answer because you're married.
I'm married too.
That's like 3 years.
I feel like everybody, when you walk in the house, it's a thing, you need that space just for yourself. I ain't gonna lie, like, I'll be in the house, my wife will sit outside for like an hour, like, I do not want to deal with kids, none of that. And then she'll come in the house because we would have already talked, what have you, and give her that opportunity to unwind. You have to give a person that moment to unwind because you got to deal with your outside the house life, and then you got to walk into your house life. So I feel like you have to be able to give her that space and time to get in the right mind frame for that. Because you have been out there fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless, like, my wife goes through stuff all the time at work, just like I'm sure y'all ladies do. Somebody just overlooked me for some bullshit on a job I should have had. Somebody just, you know what I'm saying, somebody said something out of line, and I let it slide. It's a lot of different things.
Yeah, so, man. So this is for I can tell.
No.
So why do men lean more towards light skin versus
On this question. For this question, we got white chocolate.
We need you in here.
I got another boy answer. I've dated every spectrum in my lifetime, so I can't say I have a particular. Huh? Oh.
I'm a victim.
Speak, brother, speak.
I am a victim.
You are.
I think what's crazy is my mother's a brown skinned woman. And they say that you would naturally, go for, somebody that reminds you of your mother. But I think it has a lot to do with society. And a lot to do with what we see on a regular basis and what we hear on a regular basis of what is pretty. And I think that's the biggest issue. But what I will tell you is I am no longer a victim.
We have to develop what we like. And society does push a lot of that on us, but we also have to take the time to realize what we value as far as looks. Now, my wife is a brown sugar baby. Courtney Mariah, I love you, girl. I'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. She'll be at the night tour with Maxwell tomorrow. She's singing background vocals for Anthony Hamilton. So she's that's tomorrow at the Young Center, 7 p.m. You have to develop what you like. You can't let society, like Morel said, you can't let society put something off on you and let society tell you what's right and what's not. True. You know what I'm saying? So you have to take time and realize what you want and what you're really attracted to.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just like what likes me. That's just what it is. So light skinned women like me. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say, man. That's what I like. I mean, you like what you like? Yeah, they like me. Shit. What can I do?
Scooter, you got anything you want to ask the ladies out here, bro?
Big Scooter.
I like clear women.
Claire. Did he say clear? Did he say clear?
Clear.
Hold on.
Here, let me see the mic. Come to it. Why do females just generalize men as men? You know what I'm saying? Females are females. I'm talking about my mama.
what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sit up and say all females is bitches, you know what I'm saying? Or all females is this, or all females is that, you know what I'm saying? Because I got love for females, you know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of females, they love their father, but once they come out here, they label as men, it's just men, it's like, you know, like I don't call females females, I love my mom and my granny. So I wouldn't sit up here and say all women, you know what I'm saying? With most females, they usually say all men, you know what I'm saying? Like, why does it, is it all men?
I would say it's all the men that I've already done dealt with that was all them men.
That's just how we feel at the moment. It's not.
It is personal to y'all.
We're gonna switch it back up. So, do y'all got any questions y'all want to ask them?
I have a question.
There you go. Old nigga question.
Why do you think I'm host?
How for y'all that are married, and even for the ones that aren't and maybe just dating, how do you know that you're ready to settle down with someone? And then how do you know that you want to invest your time with someone and take, you know, whether it's y'all been dating for a while, you take that relationship to another level to where you're willing to invest more time?
She complete me.
Who said
Oh, for me, for me, I had never had a woman who told me that I was the most important person in my life. All my life, I was the provider, I was the security guard, and I was the person that everyone would look to make everything right. But when this woman came along and told me that I can't be all that if I don't make myself important, if I don't ensure that I'm the best that I can be, I can't be the best for anybody else. That's when I knew that I had to lock that thing down and go ahead and get the paperwork started. It was then, you know, it was the compassion, you know, with that from that perspective to let me know that, you know, no one ever told me that I was important. No one ever told me that, you know, I should matter and I should be the most important person and focus on me. So it was different.
Hey, do women actually think that men are more important? I mean, they're the head of the household. Do y'all believe that?
We want y'all to.
Y'all believe that though?
I think it's really don't make me think that you're ready to.
So you don't believe it?
No, I do believe it.
But
I want to see it. Don't just tell me. I want to see it.
But what I'm saying is, to piggyback on what you said.
You believe it? Okay.
Personally, I can't speak for every woman in here. Because there are some women who don't want a man to lead them. They want to be the leader. I personally don't want to be the leader. But if I'm going to submit to you in that way and feel comfortable to the destination you're taking me, you have to convince me that I can.
This married man right here, he's telling you that the woman said that he's the creme de la creme, and that's what made him fall in love. So if you believe that, if you believe a man is the head, that might be the key.
But that's why I was saying, like, complete me. You know, when y'all kind of, like, she gave me that. You know what I'm saying? That she selected me and she seen the vision. And to this day, you know, everything that I implement, I plan, I put out, I support her dreams and, you know, give the pathway of like, hey, this is where we going, you know, 6 months, fuck it, you don't need no bags or this, we gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? Provide that plan. Right. And once you do that and it's successful, the woman will follow. And they will be like, okay, we riding on this.
He has to be the initiator too.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's always, you know, that's what I'm saying. It's me. I'm the aggressor. And like we always talk about it. I'm micro and she's macro. You know what I'm saying? She runs the day-to-day operations. I supply the vision. And we've been tough.
I was gonna say, I kind of fall into the same thing as Nate. My wife made me feel like I mattered. I wasn't just a thing. I wasn't just no, for real. Like, you know, I wasn't just somebody giving money. I wasn't just somebody penis. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like literally, I mattered. Things I did were important to her, and they needed to be stressed in life. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, also as she put it out, you know what I'm saying? She made me feel whole. Because there are a lot of us that we have those holes in us from people who've left us or whatever the case may be. Because honestly, around 13, 14, everybody hurt at some point in time. You didn't hurt, you know, lost your first love, whatever. So everybody's got that hurt in them. But if that person can help you heal that, or express you to heal yourself, that's important.
Does that type of vulnerability make y'all scare y'all? The ones single, I guess.
No, I ain't gonna lie, it did with me.
But that's what I'm saying. Initially, is
Yes,
that true?
it did with me.
Okay. Thank you for being honest. Yeah.
I was raised by a black man, so it was just me and my father my whole life. So I don't know how to accept that type of vulnerability from a woman, and I still sometimes don't trust it because of my own past experiences. I guess to your original question, like how do you know when you're ready to take the dive? I get in every relationship, and it seems kind of at first it seems very day to day when you say it, but the reality is once you've been there a while, I say to myself every day I wake up and I choose you. So it's not something where once I met you and we said we together, I'm stuck with you. So every day I wake up and I'm saying I'm choosing you today.
That's every day.
And we both have to go into that relationship with the understanding that if we wake up and we no longer choosing each other, that we okay with that. So once we get there, really understanding that like we not forcing this, I think that would be my key sign.
We gonna do one more.
We gonna wrap
I gotta wrap it up.
The doors of the church are open.
So we only gonna do one question. We're gonna do it from the women's side.
Okay, good.
We're for them.
How do you have a conversation with your sex partner that sex was not satisfying?
I don't.
Sis, come see me.
Somebody else gonna do
Honestly, with that situation is communication. You know what I'm saying? They gotta come from both parts on what you like, you know, because like he could be preparing, you know, doing his thing that he normally do. No, what I mean. No, what this is what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, like, if
I was very satisfied. I'm speaking for women they're not satisfying their men, but it's because he's not coaching her. So how do you have that conversation? I cannot. A woman doesn't know that she's not sucking your dick great if nobody said anything, nobody's like,
yes,
you just,
right.
y'all get what I'm saying?
No, I don't. Tell me exactly what it is. Tell me what you're saying. Keep spelling out. I don't know. I have no clue.
We was gonna let you testify. Go testify.
You go, girl.
Go ahead, testify. Come on.
So hello, I'm Daisha Grill. I'm a certified sex expert, but I really do think that conversations need to be had about sex that's not satisfying.
Yes.
And Black people don't know how to have those conversations in a comfortable, healthy manner. You all are Black men.
Well,
let me, like Chuck over there. So here's the thing. The thing about sex is, it's gotta be part of the relationship. So you have to be comfortable.
Sex is an action thing. So if you're not comfortable with a woman that you've had sex with that you wasn't satisfied with, how did you have that conversation with? I'm not speaking on the relationship and the comfortability of it, just the action of it. It wasn't good. So how do you say that?
Do we have to?
There needs to be
I'm not saying in the sense of like, no disrespect.
It has to be communication. It has to be communication because I want to know everything, right? And we got asked the question earlier, like, well, I think something along the lines of what if somebody was into something you're not into, right? Even if it doesn't do it for me, if it doesn't for her, then I'm probably going to do it, right? And it has to go both ways. And not every single partner is just going to be instantly compatible, and their kinks might not be mine. But damn, I'm going to learn about them.
You better know.
And that's where it is like, you know, like what you said, you got to have the conversation, you know what I'm saying, regardless in whatever type of manner, you know, a neutral manner, hey, you know, this, and this, you know, you find it out, yeah, brother, like, real talk. You find out what's going on, like, hey, you know, do you like being turned up and sat down? Do you like a cartwheel?
Do you like to be thrown into a pretzel?
Yes.
It's a matter of how do you have a conversation about not enjoying the sex?
Just have the conversation.
But that,
What kind of conversation will you have?
like basically it will come off like, hey, you know, I didn't really climax or whatever, you know, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like if you tickle my balls a little more, you know, whatever.
So I guess this is my question. Is this a partner? Is this somebody I happen to meet in?
Yeah, what is this?
What does it matter? What does it matter? I'm speaking of.
Oh, cause no, honestly, it does matter because if I just bumped into you last week, we done talk, we hit this week, I don't really care about your feelings. That did not work.
Okay, well,
and I don't care if I get it again. But if it's somebody you're with.
Well, we're not gonna speak on the matter. Just saying in general.
If it's somebody you're dealing with on a daily basis, you have to be able to talk to that person. Like you said, it's really like a hey, that wasn't my thing. That scratched a little bit, whatever the case may be. Because like you said, if you don't say it, she's gonna keep on doing it. Right. Like if you don't like it when she giggles, don't.
No, you shouldn't ask a question. Hold on. The question is, no, it's not friends. I know what she's saying. She says she's the quiet one. I mean, so the question is, how do you have that?
You just have it.
I think we're complicating this really. So the thing is, you have to be able to have hard conversations in a relationship. Sex is a hard conversation.
Sounds like
one that you can have conversations in.
What's your name?
What kind of conversation?
That's right. It will go like this.
Baby, you're not doing
Can we
this
sit down and have a conversation? That's where we start. Hey, Desiree, how you doing, baby? You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Desiree? Well, Desiree, how you doing? You know, you look great today. Can we have a conversation? Let me talk to you for a second. That's the beginning of a conversation. See, you're done. See, you do what you're going to do. I don't feel like talking.
Hey, guys, hold on. Let's take a break.
I'm gonna give
You look frustrated.
Okay, let's start over. You meet a girl.
Because no, you're saying it right. The fact is, I don't know how to have that goddamn conversation. When I don't like it or it get weird, it's like, yeah, no. But I'm not telling her nothing.
That's what we looking for. Nobody's saying.
I'm gonna act like I like it for as many years as I can, mama.
No, yeah, that is not right.
I mean, the fact is, that, like we've talked about it. Hold on, let's take turns. We've already talked about like the trauma in which like black women and themselves endure throughout life, right? So the last thing I'm gonna do, right, because I'm gonna be 100 with you, at our age, a woman has already been cheated on once before because of something she didn't do sexually. And the nigga said it, okay? Excuse my language. So when you've already been told that, you've already been traumatized, so she feels less than because of her ability then to. So you want to tell the truth? I'm saying I don't know how to.
This is exactly why people can't talk about sex and women are still unhappy because she's staring at the ground frustrated.
No, because she don't like it. Listen, if y'all dating a girl that y'all been digging, right? Y'all done had sex. After the third, fourth time, y'all see or feel whatever that she's not doing what you want her to do, or y'all this is not right. How do you tell her that she's not doing what y'all enjoy doing?
Okay, so ask if she's
y'all not
into
telling
it.
her.
Ask if she's into it. Like, what do you
We're gonna take turns. Hold on.
You gotta find out your sexual compatibility.
Hold on, we're gonna take turns. We're gonna let the ladies answer, and then we're gonna.
If y'all talking to Keisha, y'all messing with Keisha, yes it is. Y'all done messed with her 3-4 times.
Right.
Y'all not digging the sex life.
Right.
How do y'all tell her that y'all not digging that sex life?
I'll find my favorite video and I'll let her watch it. I'll find my favorite video and I'll watch it.
So, if I've had sex with her 3 or 4 times and the sex ain't good, I'm not having sex with her anymore.
But listen, you like Keisha though.
Not that much. I will know the sex
Keisha may not ever know. Nobody's ever told Keisha.
You gotta ask.
Then you gotta ask. 4 times? Y'all would have sex with a guy 4 times and it was crap and y'all would still mess with him?
Yeah, what kind of...
4 times? No. Right.
Truth is, that is not. Truth is,
let's take turns. Hold on. We got some questions.
Go ahead, dude.
He is going to try to direct you. He's going to work with you.
We need right answers. Don't hold.
That's what I'm
Listen.
Yeah. We've been answering. You don't like the answers. You just don't like the answers.
No. Listen.
It's not that we're not answering. You don't like the answers.
My you ain't gargling dick. There. How about that?
Okay, we're saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're saying it in a matter of like, how do you have the conversation? I'm being polite. If I'm interested in this girl, hey, it's a few things that need to be adjusted. I ain't saying I'm gonna cheat on you, but hey, what about this? What about this? Do you feel this, or is this? Are you holding back? I don't know. She could be like, man, I'm just really fucking with her. Like, this. I didn't get to go in there. You kept cutting off. You want to get we cut it out.
I have a question.
I'm gonna put it to you like this.
We gotta wrap it up. We gotta wrap it up. Yeah, we gotta wrap this up.
Another question.
Everyone just yelled.
I just the right.
If they're liking it, you will
understand.
Well, on the
So
the people on the right.
Hey, what's the DJ thing? We need to. I got the cameraman frustrated.
I'm just trying to get clarification. I'm trying to get clarification because we over here on the right are so confused. So are you saying that they're not talking during foreplay? I'm just trying to get clarification because I've been times where if I are you asking should we have a conversation at the table one day? Because I'm gonna be blunt. If I'm fucking a nigga and it's not feeling this way, I'm gonna say, baby, I need to do this. Are you saying are they ignoring it, or should we be talking about this the next day over breakfast? Because during sex there should be some type of communication. I'm trying to get clarification. Yeah, because I've sucked in niggas dick before. He's like, you're using too much cheese. So it's up to me to listen. So I'm just confused. Are you saying that there's no foreplay during sex?
We're not talking foreplay.
Oh, so you're saying the next day we're breakfast?
Like you just said, you sucking niggas dick.
I'm sucking his dick.
Your teeth.
He said that.
He say it.
He should be saying it while I'm sucking his dick.
You say, hey, baby, watch the tape.
What? I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. The same way that if I'm going around and she says,
Wrap it up. We gotta wrap it up. That was Hey, listen real quick. I know y'all rallied. We want to appreciate everybody for coming out. It was real successful. 6th year anniversary right here. Man, be looking forward to next year, you know. Hey, sorry we couldn't, but man, we appreciate y'all for coming out. Man, like y'all just don't understand. And if y'all see this background right here, Straight Talk No Chaser,
What's coming up?
it's great stuff. We're going to do our podcast. So, you know what I'm saying? So look out for us, man. Thank y'all.
Can you be on the line?
1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. This is Rukinc, baby.